Picture this. You're at a cafe, steam rising off a cup you forgot to sip, sunlight cutting through a window into your table. She looks up from her phone, smiles casually, and asks, "Are you cool with my weekend plans?" You smile back, nod, and say, "Of course, whatever you want." She smiles. The scene moves on. The coffee grows cold. Nobody yells, nobody storms out, but something shifted, tiny, almost invisible, like a point you lost in a game you didn't know you were playing. That micro shift is the whole story. We grow up hearing the same advice on repeat. Be the nice guy, don't argue, stay agreeable, avoid friction. The pitch makes sense if your goal is peace, but here's the truth most people refuse to say out loud. Always saying yes often makes you weaker, not safer. It doesn't make you more lovable, it makes you less visible. It makes you less trustworthy. This isn't clickbait, it's psychology, plain and simple. When someone can calmly say no, the brain reads that as stability. Stability looks like predictability. Predictability looks like safety, and safety is what builds trust. The guy who agrees to everything signals something different. He signals that he doesn't fully trust his own judgment. And when you don't trust yourself, people around you don't trust you either. Let me make it real with 3 quick examples, because theory without a scene is boring. First scene. He lets her meet her ex for closure. He doesn't like it, but he thinks avoiding drama is maturity. No fireworks happen, no scandal. What happens is quieter and crueler. He becomes a footnote. She senses the discomfort and the silence, and respect slowly ebbs away. The relationship doesn't explode, it just shrinks. Second scene. He always lets her choose the restaurant, the movie, the vacation. He thinks he's being chill. Over time, she doesn't feel led, she doesn't feel challenged, she doesn't feel grounded. She doesn't leave because he's mean, she leaves because he's absent. Absence disguised as niceness. Third scene. I tried being Mr. Yes once. Worst experiment ever. I didn't become lovable, I became background noise. A doormat isn't attractive, not because it's weak, but because it has no edges, no shape. No boundaries mean no trust. Now flip to modern dating. On apps, the guy who agrees with everything gets ghosted. The guy who says, "I'm more into hiking than clubbing," or "I prefer Friday over Saturday," gets the date. Why? Because he is real. Disagreement done calmly creates polarity, and polarity creates interest. Interest becomes attraction. When I say no, I don't mean become a jerk. I'm not selling an alpha fantasy. I'm not saying you should fight about everything or weaponize your boundaries. The goal is balance. The goal is clarity. You don't have to dominate. You don't have to disappear. You just have to be honest enough to make decisions that reflect who you actually are. Small boundaries build big trust. Saying "I can't do that" about something small shows you can say it for something important. Saying "I'd rather have pizza tonight" or "I need an hour to myself" proves you're not a person who melts under pressure. That consistency is magnetic. It tells the other person silently that they can rely on you because you rely on yourself. Let me give you the clean playbook you can actually use tomorrow. First, start small. Pick one tiny thing where you usually say yes out of habit and say no calmly and without drama. Watch how the room breathes differently. Second, voice a preference, not to control, not to punish, to be real. "I'd rather do X" is just as kind as "whatever." Third, protect a personal boundary, gym time, friend time, whatever it is, and stick to it without apology, not to punish the relationship, but to add shape to it. The magic is that this doesn't push people away, it pulls them closer. When a person knows where you stand, they feel safer. They know you won't fold under pressure. They know you'll be there when it matters. That's trust. That's reliability. And those are the foundations for depth, not the shallow approval of being liked by default. There's a cultural lie that approval equals love. It doesn't. Respect equals love. People stay for reliability, not for constant approval. And the paradox is this: by saying no sometimes, you increase your chances of being heard and of being chosen. Now, if you're worried about being labeled selfish, hear me out. There's a difference between selfishness and self-respect. Selfishness is taking at the expense of the other. Self-respect is honoring your needs while honoring theirs. You can be empathetic and firm at the same time. You can say, "I get why you want this, but I can't do that right now," and still be kind. That's maturity. That's strength. Here's what I want you to try this week. Pick one yes habit you have, something you say just to avoid a 2-minute disagreement, and flip it. Say the honest thing instead. Don't dramatize it, don't weaponize it. Say it like a normal human. See what changes. I promise the energy in the room will change. You'll feel less hollow, and more importantly, other people will start treating your choices like they matter. So next time you feel that tiny question at the cafe, the one that's easy to answer with whatever, pause. Listen to the small voice that knows what you actually want. Sometimes no is the most respectful thing you can give to yourself and to the relationship. If this landed for you, share it with one friend who needs that permission slip to speak honestly. Drop a comment below about one small no you'll try this week.